So what delightful little number have we got for you today for this video? Okay, we've got the Trio TR-2200GX. It's a 2 meter band FM transceiver. It's crystal controlled, 12 crystals. This radio that you're looking at here is 12 channels, but only 5 transmit crystals are fitted. So we've only got two simplex. We've got the call-in channel, and we've got 575. The other 3 are populated by transmit channels for repeaters, and of course there'll be the old tone controlled repeaters from the 1970s and 80s. It has got some receive crystals above and beyond, so it will receive a few extra channels, but you can't transmit on them. The crystals for this radio are going to be quite expensive these days, and you might even have to have them specially cut. You can buy them second hand, but second hand, you know, with the age and everything, you can never guarantee that they're going to be really that usable. This particular radio cost me a fiver, £5. Come via a silent key, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it. It was the same. It was £5, and I originally bought it just to use the case. I was going to gut it and use the case, and when I got it home from the estate with a load of other stuff, I just realised how clean and nice it was and well looked after. And the chap that went silent key, Slim, I can't remember his call sign off the top of my head, he was a G4, but all of his equipment that I'd bought from the estate was all in great condition, considering, you know, its age and its use. So anyway, got this radio home, discovered what was in it, discovered its capabilities, and so there was no battery pack in it. So what I went to Poundland, and I bought, I didn't buy this box, but this is just to show you what I made. I bought 3 of those LiPo USB battery packs, you know, for backing up your phone when the battery runs out. It gives you another hour's use or whatever. And so I bung 3 of those cells, gives me just over 12 volts. They're all wired in series inside that plastic box, and then I've got all the charging points are still there. Bit of a faff, but you know, when you need to charge it up, you've got to open up the box and then charge the cells individually via a USB charger. But that's no problem whatsoever. I was going to do a breakout to the outside of the box and charge them sort of from outside, but you know, I don't use it often enough for it to be a worry. But I could also take this black wire and I could run it into 13.8 volt supply. But where's the fun in that, you know? This old radio is just being kept alive by the skin of its teeth. Below it, you'll see a VFO30. Now, the VFO30 actually negates the use for any of the crystals by pressing this switch, and will give you continuous coverage, 144 to 146. Unfortunately, they need a BA3 to BA3 cable. Now, I haven't sourced one yet, and I believe I know somebody who may have one, but in the meantime I was going to make one up using 2 BA9 plugs. Unfortunately, I've used those plugs for my Code R85 that I'm restoring. So there's ways and means of making up a plug. It's not the end of the world, and it doesn't have to be pretty at the back. Down here we've got a homebrew linear amplifier for 2 meters. The radio itself puts out 1 watt. It does have an external antenna. The external antenna, unlike a lot of these old radios, is complete. It's straight, and it slides in and out just nicely, thank you very much. But yeah, it's 1 watt out, and the linear amplifier, that 1 watt will drive that linear amplifier up to about 18 watts, possibly more, just a few watts either side. Ain't going to make any difference. I mean, 1 watt to 18 watts is quite a lot of dB gain. What's that? That's 2, 4, 8, 16. So, you know, you've got 12 dB gain, just over 12 dB a gain, and which is 2 S points in the real world. But you know, these rigs, they should be kept out of landfills. You know, you're either going to repurpose them, or, you know, use them. Now, as I say, this is limited capability. It's got 145/500 and 145/575, which is absolutely superb nowadays because of the not so much usage on 2 meters. Some places it could be a problem. I could replace the crystals at some point, but you know, I think with the VF030, it will make a lovely little combination to use every now and again. I am a Kenwood fan. You know, I'm flooded by Kenwoods at the moment. I've got the 7200G that was given to me free, the 751 multi-mode, the TM731 Echo. That one's a dual bander, absolutely superb for satellite work because you can monitor one band while you're transmitting on the other. The TS590, the TS520S, and of course the 9000, yeah, the TR-9000. So yeah, I'm a Kenwood fan. I like Kenwood, and I like Kenwood peripherals as well. Not to say that I haven't got Yaesus and other stuff, but anyway, I digress. Lovely little microphone on this as well. Look at that. It comes with the original microphone. It's just a shame it never had the original battery pack. It'd be so much more portable, but it is portable. It just means I've got an external battery pack. Let's see if we can grab someone. Let's see if we can grab someone. Let's give it 18 watts to start with. Well, we would give it 18 watts. Maybe we should switch on the power supply. So let's see if we can actually grab anyone and see if anyone would like a chat on some 1970s kit. CQ2, CQ2, CQ2. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox calling on 2. CQ2, CQ2, CQ2. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot using 1970s transceiver and homebrew linear. CQ on 2, CQ on 2, CQ 2 meters. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, southeast of England, using 70s transceiver and homebrew linear. CQ2, 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 CQ2. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot using 70s equipment. What we can do actually, we can monitor and just make sure that I'm transmitting. The antenna I'm using is a J-pole, copper pipe J-pole out on the roof. But let's put the 731 Echo on and just make sure that I'm transmitting, because you never know with these old radios if they're actually going to transmit. So where are we? 500. Yep, we're putting out RF. Test, test. Test, 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 test. Okay, yes we are. That confirms that. So let's give it another go. CQ2, CQ2, CQ2. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot using 70s transceiver and homebrew linear amplifier. Anyone out there? CQ on 2, CQ on 2, CQ on 2. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Listening on 2. Okay, I believe a Golf 6 come back to me. Unfortunately, you're really low down. Really low down indeed. We can try though. Could you QSY please to 575? That's 145.575 please. I believe that was G6JXA. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use, please? M0JCF. And nothing heard. I think we had G6JXA. G6JXA. This is M0JCF. Are you on the frequency, Kim? Okay, thanks for that, Kim. G6JXA M0JCF. Thanks for coming back to me, Kim. I'm just using the old Trio TR-2200GX, and you know, it's that little 12-channel crystal controlled radio, going through a homebrew linear amplifier. It's putting out about 15 to 18 watts output into the J-pole, and I was just making a quick YouTube video for my my YouTube channel where I store all my old videos, etc. And I just wanted to see if I could get a radio check, really, to show off this old radio and the fact that it still works. Thanks for the 5 and 5, 5 and 6. To me, you're more of a sort of a 4 and 2, a 4 and 2. Now, that could be the limitations of the radio, or there could be it could just be that it's on its last legs. I don't know. But back to you there, Kim. G6JXA M0JCF. That would explain the noise.
Okay, back she comes, and I'll try and email you, and perhaps you can give me a link, send me back the link to the YouTube channel, because I'd like to see it. If you're willing, don't try and give it to me over there, because I will not. I won't. I'll probably either make a mess of entering it, or even not remember it correctly. 0 Juliet Charlie Fox G6JXA.
G6JXA M0JCF coming back to you there, Kim. Kim, I've solved it, mate. You're a lovely about 5 and 4 at the moment. I solved it, the problem. Yes, no problem, mate. I'll email you the link. We'll start again on this one. Effectively, what I did, you know, I'm using a homebrew linear amplifier, and it's got a homebrew RF amp in it as well. You know, what's the name? Preamp. Unfortunately, the preamp is great at generating a huge amount of noise and acting as a fantastic attenuator, and I was really struggling to hear you, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe this radio's on its last legs. So no, it was the preamplifier on this homebrew linear amplifier, Kim. So right, start again. So we're using the 2200GX 12-channel crystal controlled radio. It's only got 5 transmit crystals in it, and unfortunately 3 of them are for the old repeaters of days gone past. So I've only got 145 500 and 145 575 where we are now. I'm using a homemade battery pack using LiPo cells from the Poundland, and as I say, I was boosting the 1 watt out using this homebrew linear. And effectively, while I was faffing around, I actually nudged the, it was more purposeful, but I nudged the little switch. I really should label these switches up. I nudged this little switch, and I was getting some horrendous white noise from the radio itself. I'm thinking to myself, blimey, someone's come back to me. But at first G6, and then it was on your second call sign that I heard the JXA, and I knew it was you, Kim. But yeah, it turned out it's the preamplifier, and I did know when I got this preamplifier, it was an eBay purchase. It was a £5. I mean, the rig cost me a £5. This linear amplifier cost me a £5. And a few people said, why are you buying homebrew linears from eBay? You've got no idea of the history, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, no, you're right about that, but where else can you buy a VHF linear amplifier for a £5, right? And obviously if it's a basket case, then that's great. I'll strip it down, I'll use the case, a lovely aluminium case that you can't get for a £5. It's got obviously various components inside that's got some value to someone like myself, and consequently I just decided to you know, buy it, as I say, for a £5. But when I got it, I realised there was a preamp in it, and I remembered now, because I've had this amp probably 18 months and I hardly used it, and I remember now that the preamp was Duff. And yeah, that was the story there, mate. So yeah, you're a perfectly readable signal now. And yeah, I set up a YouTube channel a while ago, because what I was doing, Kim, I was putting videos, you know, on all the different Facebook groups and that, and you know, some people like them, some people don't, some people couldn't care less. And I thought, you know, I want somewhere to store my videos, because what I was doing is I'm putting them on the Facebook groups, then I'm just sort of letting them sort of go into limbo, as it were, deleting them off me recording device, and then never having those videos easily to hand. And I just thought, if I do a YouTube channel, I've got storage space for all my videos, and if other people want to have a listen, they can. And that's what I've done just recently. I've been storing my videos on there, so I will email you the link, and we'll see how it goes. Now, there's every possibility I've rabbited on so long now, Kim, that my signal might have dropped off or even disappeared. Who knows? More so because of the battery pack. It really, I mean, giving it long overs probably wasn't such a good thing. But back to you there, G6JXA M0JCF.
M0JCF, G6JXA, no, lovely constant 5 and 6, all the way through, no problem at all. A little bit of aircraft flutter between us, which you would expect on this path, but no problem at all. Copy it every
He's right about the flutter.
Copyable, so no problem at all. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yes, yeah, I was, yeah, I mean, I did have here many years ago a Benos 100-watt linear, 10 watts in, and I was trying to hang on to it, but for sort of like use now, but unfortunately, you know, one had to, some stuff had to get sold to stop me going bankrupt during my difficult period, and so I'm afraid that had to go, but that was nice. You know, 100 watts out, and 10 watts in, and if you could externally switch the it didn't rely on RF switching. You could actually manually switch it using the PTT line, which was particularly useful on SSB. But I'm not complaining. I've got this lovely 897, which I'm pretty pleased with, really. You know, and it is only really for simplex and simplex work, both SSB and FM on 2 and 70. and possibly 6. Shame to have yet another HF radio that there as well, but you know, you can't get the you can't get the all mode rigs these days for single band, which is a shame. He says, but you like me like the older equipment, and easier to drive, and you know, a bit bigger, and you can see what one is doing. But that 2200GX is doing nicely, and all very good with the amp giving you about 15 watts out. So there it is. Can't remember. I think it's 1 watt basic, isn't it? That. So you could look out for. You could look out and for a microwave modules or BNOS 2-meter amplifier with a preamp with 1 watt drive, or some of them are 1 and 3 watt drives. So that's what I would suggest. Yeah, Roger on the homebrew. Well, it depends who homebrewed it and how well it was done, you know. But there we are. Okay, back she comes, Mark. That's 0 Juliet Charlie Fox G6JXA.
Yeah, G6JXA M0JCF. I all heard everything that you said there, Kim. Confirm the aircraft flutter. It's either, well, it could be one of 3, couldn't it? 4 even. It could be Gatwick Heathrow, Biggin Hill, or London City Airport. And London City Airport's my favourite. We get lots of that, and sometimes good enhancement, and sometimes just annoying to the point of, you know, almost unusable. But of course they come and go within seconds, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about the BNOS amplifiers, etc. Funnily enough, I've got a microset 100 watt 2-meter band amplifier, and it also has a push to talk line on it, and it did RF switch to start with, but that's packed up. So yeah, it's as I say, I could manually switch the RF line, but you know, at the end of the day, the idea is that this old rig is to use this old rig with just old equipment. You know, I don't really want to put the microset on it and get lots and lots of watts. You know, I'm happy with using what I've got and getting out of it what I can. The other thing I've got to go with it as well, Kim, is the VFO30G. You know, so once I've got the cable made up between its B9A sockets on both, once I've got the cable made up, I've got continuous coverage then from 144 to 146, and the crystal becomes a moot point then. Yeah, it's just nice to have. I mean, this is a lovely rig. It you know, it's as clean can be for a 1970s radio. The antenna's still nice and straight. I say the only thing it hasn't got is the original battery box, which is the problem where I've had to make up my own external battery box. As I say, I could plug it into the 13.8 volts, but you know, that makes life too easy, too simple, doesn't it? Talking of easy and simple, yesterday I was using the TS520S, you know, the old analog hybrid HF radio, and I talked to Steve. He was running GX3 WIM, you know, down there in Reigate. I wasn't sure if you was with him, but yeah, I had a chat with him on 40 meters yesterday, quite by accident. It was the first time that I'd powered up the 520S since getting it back from the repairers. I bought it in an unfit state, and it had an IF problem, the IF amplifier, the AGC, and a few other things. That one of the detector diodes had gone open circuit. So basically got it all repaired. I bunged it on 40 meters yesterday, and the very first one out the bag was Steve M0PEL using GX3 WIM. So I wasn't sure if you was there, but he had a pile up behind me, so I sort of took up a chunk of his time, and I thought only fair that I knew there was other people hanging on to work him, so I sort of dropped out, and I never got to ask who was there and who was doing what. But just wondering if you was down there, Kim. Back to you. G6JXA M0JCF.
Yeah, my 0JCF G6JXA. Okay, then, Mark, no problem. Yeah, well, that was the original plan, but I've had fun and games here as a result of the worldwide situation. I've got various things.
And Kim's about 14 miles away from me as the crow flies. We'll try him with 1 watt in a minute.
There's a bit of a backlog, but the original plan was to be over there like on site like yesterday afternoon, overnight, and come back today, and then overnight, overnight Tuesday to Wednesday, and overnight Thursday to Friday, or Friday to Saturday. But it hasn't worked out so far with the weather and other knock-on effects of coronavirus, which I haven't had, but I am double jabbed. Various things that I wanted to do I've got sort of put on the back, but been sort of delayed, and it's sort of all sort of backed up a bit. But I'm hoping to get over there, get up there. I'm now looking at tomorrow overnight till Wednesday, and Thursday night over to Thursday up there, and overnight till Friday. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but that's what I'm looking at. So there it is. But well done on working on there. They're up there till they're operational on all bands from 160 through to 70 cents, with FM only on 4, FM only on 4, and no CW unless unless one operator turns up, and no 5 megs. But that's the plan, and they'll be up there from now. The last day of operation really is Saturday, and then it all gets taken down Sunday, etc. There are there's at least 2 stations staying up on site all the time, if not 3. 3 amateurs up there, and so there it is. So I'm hoping to get up there tomorrow, but it's looking a bit more doable than it was this time yesterday. It's all down to things having to be done now that we can, or try to be done. So there it is. But that's what it is. So expect to find them and work them, etc. And say you could be around. So I'm hoping to get up. Well, I'm reasonably confident that I'll get up to a site tomorrow. But after I did what I had to do this morning, it got too late for me to reliably get up there, because you've only got to miss one bus. If you miss the bus, you've got up to an hour's wait. And I did the calculations when I got back from what I was doing. I thought to myself, if I leave now, I'm talking last buses, and I could get stuck halfway, and so have to come back again. So I thought, no, it's not doable today. But so I should be up there. I'm hoping to get up there tomorrow PM, possibly earlier, and I'll be staying over, and then back here, check things out, and then back up there again, etc. I'll work it on the basis of a night there and a night here, just so that we can keep an eye on the place at the same time as enjoying the facilities and the site up there. M0JCF G6JXA.
Yeah, G6JXA, M0JCF. Well, I look forward to working you, Kim, when you're up there. I will listen out, and I will listen around the bands. Interesting you say that they work from top band down. I haven't got 4 meters capability anymore. I gave my 4 meter rig away, funnily enough. I was using a Tate, another one of those Tates. You know, I was a big fan of the Tates at one point. But tonight, the Cray Valley Club, we run our top band net, the first Monday of every month, top band net on 1.905. Now we start off on lower sideband, and then do that for about half an hour. Then we go on to AM, and it gives a chance for people to break out all of their old Code R85s and Heathkits and KW. I'm sure you know a lot of them are big KW fans, especially Guy G0UKN and Laurie G4FAA. They're both KW fans, and they got a lot of KW kit. So and they've also got Code R85s. I'm still refurbishing mine. I'm still restoring it. So unfortunately, I won't be able to get on there with that. But tonight I'll be using the TS520S on top band for that net. But being it's a sideband and CW only rig, I can only do the LSB section with them, and then once we're tired with that, I'll be switching off and going on to the TS590. A bit modern, but it's got the AM capability, so I can work them on AM as well. So that's the story there. But I don't know if they're going to be operating this evening, but maybe I'll have a spin around top band as well, looking for GX3WIM. But I'll see how it goes. If not, I'm sure I'll search around for them at some point tomorrow. I've got some free time tomorrow, so I may spin around the bands and have a look for them. Anyway, Kim, I'm going to go QRT now. I see it's just gone 6 o'clock. I'm going to go downstairs and grab myself a cup of coffee and maybe cook myself a little bit of dinner. And then, as I say, the top band net is at 8 o'clock this evening. Just in case you're around, I don't know if you've got top band capability where you are at the moment. I think you told me before that you haven't got the antenna for it. But as I say, we will be there, 1.905, LSB followed by AM from 8 PM UK time. But I appreciate you coming back to me, Kim, and I appreciate you giving me the time to make this little video just to showcase this 2200 GX. And maybe next time I'm going to use the TR-2200G, and if you hear me calling on that, that one's bunging out about 6 watts at the moment. I'm not too sure what it'll be with this homebrew linear. I haven't had it on the linear yet, so I don't know, without putting a power meter on it, what to expect out of the back. But I would imagine it will be quite healthy, 25 watts plus. I'm sure it'll be 25, 30 30 watts. I'm not sure. The amplifier's giving about 12 dB gain. So, you know, obviously we can do the mathematics in our head. And so what would that be? That'll be 6, that'll be 12, 24, 48. No, of course that's going to be no. I can't put 6 watts into this amplifier. I think I'll kill it. I think if I remember rightly, the eBay listing said it was like 2 or 3 watts input. I think the idea was it was designed for an FT-290R. Now I've got one of those, but it needs it's got the classic FT-290R problems, so I need to have them sorted out, and then obviously that'll go nicely with this amplifier as well. I think 6 watts input will just will probably fry it. So I'll have a look into it, and I'll even have a look at attenuating the 6 watts down to maybe 2 watts. And in fact, thinking about it, and I haven't looked, has the 7200G got a low power setting? I believe it has. Let's have a look. Yep, just having a look there. And sure enough, yes, it has got a button. So, yeah, it looks like we could run 6 watts or probably 1 or 2 watts on low power. I think there were a 10 watt rig to start with, but I know for a fact it doesn't put out 10 watts anymore. When I measured it, it was about 6 watts, but I didn't measure the low power. So that'll be quite interesting. Okay, job done. Looks like we can make a date for the near future. If you hear me, please come back to me, Kim. But as I say, I'm going to close it down now, only because A, I've just done, what is it, a 36 minute video, and B, I want to get myself downstairs because I'm a big bloke and I need to eat, and then come back upstairs at 8 o'clock for the Cray Valley Top Band Net. I'm rambling and rabbiting, as you know I'm very apt to do. So if I don't catch you on GX3WIM, I'll catch you using G6JXA, I'm sure. Thanks again, Kim, and look forward to the next time. A G6JXA M0JCF. Passing back to you for any finals, mate. Cheers.
Fine, Mark, all okay. We'll put the 2200G in, right? That in, yeah. It's easier said than done. Yes, I know. But yeah, because I'm not sure. I think the GX is 1 watt out. But don't quote me. It's in there somewhere. I haven't got all the spec sheets I used to have. But yeah, I think it's 1 watt out, the GX. So there we are, that's the fault. And Roger on top band, yes, I can get on top band. I can, I've got, well, in theory, I've actually got 3 rigs that will do it. This one will. The 735, which you know from your training, that will do it. And the 450, the FT450 will do it. And yes, I've got an aerial. Yeah, my 70-foot long wire is persuaded to work on top band. Well, it's not too bad. It'll do it against ground, providing I run less than, providing I keep in the majority part of the band. But if I want to run the, if I want to run the full 80 or 90 watts in the 7 kcs that we're allowed to use for higher power, then I definitely need the quarter-wave counterpoise on it to make it work. And it will only work with a 735, because this 70-foot long wire of mine, which has actually now become a 70-foot sloper, is due to lack of maintenance and excess greenery, which I deal with, but yeah, we won't go go down the reasons why it hasn't got done, but that's on the to-do list. So the far end of the 70-footer is on the deck, but it still seems to work. But it shouldn't really be there, and I've got to move a lot of greenery before I can sort that out. Basically, the pole's collapsed. So there we are. Either due to the weather or due to another neighbour doing work in their garden, and I'm not sure what's happened down the far end, but I haven't been out. I haven't been down there for about a best part of a year, and it's not looking good out there at the moment. But there we are. Okay, let's get away for your tea. I'll see if I can get on tonight and have a listen. And XTAL 1905, I'll make a note of that because I'm sure somebody will hear me, and we'll see what it's like. So that's that one. Right, back she comes marked for a final, and I've got to go down and find out what's happening in this microwave oven. I suspect I might have to heat something up. That was in there, and I rushed up to give you the call. So not a problem, unless it's to do expand. Right, and 0JCF G6JXA.
G6JXA M0JCF. Now, appreciate it as always, Kim. Appreciate the rag chew with you, and appreciate you coming back and giving me a report for this little old rig and this homebrew amplifier. And of course it was good because it allowed me to suss out why your signal was incredibly low but the noise was incredibly high, and it's because the received preamp on this is a little bit on the duff side. So something that I'll get round to at some point. It would be nice to actually get that working, but of course you know what it's like. 2 meter preamps at the radio end are pretty much, you know, worthless, you know, unless there's an extenuating circumstances. They are pretty worthless. I mean, you really, a masthead amplifier at VHF UHF is the way to go. In fact, it's probably the way to go with any amplifier, isn't it? Preamp, you know. What you don't want to be doing is amplifying all of the noise on the coax and all the rest of it. But that's a conversation for another day, Kim. As I say, you know, it was a good old test of this, a nice way to make a little video. Basically, I'm doing it with all my radios. I'm making all these different videos, so I've got them sort of documented somewhere, just for future use, for posterity, and really for me, you know, just somewhere that I wanted to put the videos that I store. So I made up a YouTube channel, but I've got your email address now. I've got it off of QRZ, and I'll be emailing you very, very shortly. And of course, the net tonight at 8 PM, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, being you're an old G6, that it's obviously the 32 watt section as well. Obviously we're limited down there to 32 watts, so and for obviously for AM about 8 to 10 watts carrier, you know, but I'm sure you know all of that. I think I'm more saying that for the benefit of this video, just in case anyone else sees this video, because I will be uploading it very, very quickly, and if anyone sees this video and thinks, oh, I'd like to join into that net as well, and possibly their you know, their foundations or even intermediates, and they don't realise without looking at the band plan that yeah, the top band is sort of carved up into little sections with various powers and all the rest of it. It can get quite confusing. All right then, mate, have a very good evening, and say, might talk to you in a few hours time. If not, I'm sure I'll talk to you in the next couple of days on one band or the other, using one call sign or the other. Bye bye for now, mate, and all the very best. G6JXA M0JCF 73 Kim. Bye bye for now.
Yeah, 73 Golf 6 Juliet X-Ray, prepare with Mike 0JCF. QS radio calling channel in the kitchen. Golf 6 Juliet Extra Alpha.
And yeah, Kim, nice bloke. I say he's about 14 miles away. Talk to him quite often. He's a great bloke. Will always give you a rag chew rather than just a quick report swap. Very knowledgeable, knows what he's talking about.
Roger. Okay. Yeah. Well, it is 5 kc deviation on this. There we are.
Obviously someone else picked him up that we didn't hear, plus the fact I was rabbiting. But yeah, there you go, Kim, great bloke. So I worked him a lot of times mobile when I was using a Tate 2010, and I used to run mobile between my QTH and Croydon in Surrey, and sometimes we'd spend the whole journey, which was the best part of an hour, just chewing the fat, as it were. And yeah, great bloke, always very helpful, monitors quite often, so you can almost guarantee to have him jump on your frequency and bend your ear roll. So that's it, that's the 2200GX. If you find one, either free or, you know, for pennies, or I mean, I paid $5 for this. If you find one, don't just look at it and think, oh, look at that old pile of whatever. You know, grab it, because a 2 meter rig's a 2 meter rig. Yes, it hasn't got the bells and whistles, and you know, it is limited in how many frequencies you can go to. But you know, you only need 2 frequencies, don't you? You need the calling frequency and somewhere a QSY to. Of course, it would have been a bit of a bummer if I had come to this frequency and say Kim was sitting there having his rag chew with someone else, then that would have been a bit of a short one. But never mind, it worked, and the radio worked, the amplifier worked after I'd sussed out that receive preamp, which is rubbish. Let's say it's acting as an attenuator. Let's turn the squelch down. There you go. It's making a great attenuator. We'll sort that out at some point. And a homemade battery pack. And that, in essence, is what ham radio is all about, isn't it? Ingenuity and just getting on with it. Cheers.